So, Curious Jay, how was your Christmas?
Not bad, man. Santa was present, or Santa visited, and everything went great.
Santa brought me a present. It was a GOP message wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. And
lovely.
well, I don't know if you're going to think it's lovely when I read this message they have. Merry Christmas to all. Over 2 millennia ago, a new hope was born into the world, a Savior who would offer the promise of salvation to all mankind. Just as the 3 wise men did on that night, this Christmas heralds a time to celebrate the good news of a new king. We hope Americans celebrating Christmas Day will enjoy the day and festivities, blah, 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 blah. They're talking about Donald Trump.
So wait a second. Donald Trump.
I saw you twist your neck a little bit when I said a new king.
Yeah,
so,
raising my eyebrow wasn't enough. I had to actually twist the neck on that one because I'm a little confused. First of all, I'm a little annoyed at the reference, the comparison, just personally.
Now it's speaking Christian man, the Christian man, right?
Yeah,
now some people that might not have any kind of faith like that might not understand the weight of those comments, of that comparison between Jesus Christ, our Savior,
right,
and
Donald
and
Trump.
the producer of the Celebrity Apprentice.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I think first of all, I twisted my neck because I was a little, taken back as a Christian, but ignoring that and putting ourselves in the shoes of others that maybe aren't religious, I do have to twist my neck or raise my eyebrow at the fact that, wait, this is the same GOP that practically called him an antichrist during the primaries?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
So, okay, so we hated the guy, and we would do anything in the world to nominate anyone above Donald Trump, Ted Cruz to whoever, but now he's our savior and new king.
It would have, yeah. I don't know if I can add anything to that, but what I'm looking at here, though, is see this kind of content that we put out and the kind of content that we consume on YouTube. We have to go a step further. Now, everybody was so against Hillary and thought Hillary would be the end of the world, that Hillary would be the Antichrist.
The Antichrist.
So if you believe what we believe in the Bible, there will be a false prophet, Antichrist, tribulation, which we feel like we've been going through for longer than 7 years already.
Right.
Could Donald Trump, and this is a question that's probably going to get a lot of feedback in the comments, probably call me crazy, but is Donald Trump either the false prophet or the Antichrist? Let's get right to that question.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's just like you mentioned, over the last 8 years, anytime those who would use the word Antichrist would bring it up, it was in reference to our guy in office for the last 8 years. And then for the last 6 months, they shifted the Antichrist label over to Hillary.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And now the GOP themselves are calling Donald the new king. You got to ask yourself.
There's more than one news article referring to him as a savior, because the carrier jobs that have come back now, Sprint, 8,000 jobs are coming back into the country. You have this guy, and if you've read the Left Behind books, have you read those? They're amazing. Left Behind,
yes.
12 books. Yes. Nicholas Carpathia, if I pronounced that correctly.
Right.
Look at all the things how productive and how he brought the world together, and he made the world great again. And he was a leader that everybody admired. And Trump's not even in office yet, and he's doing more, seemingly, than Obama did the whole 8 years, and he hasn't even taken office yet. Yeah. Now, he hasn't done as much. As far as Obama had 8 years.
Right. But he's not even in charge yet.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's already in people's eyes, he's already our leader, our president, and there's all these things that are falling into line. It's kind of weird that everybody gave so much blowback to him even being in the race to be president. And now all of a sudden look at the GOP. Everybody's on board.
Yeah. Okay. And so you have to ask yourselves, are they labeling this guy? Is the GOP labeling this guy the new savior, the new king for real, and trying to push him as this? And is, like you said, is this going to be the new Antichrist actually? Is it going to be Donald Trump? But then I also have to take the conspiratorial view and say, wait a second. We know the GOP hated him leading up to this, right? During the primaries. The only people this might offend are the hardcore right of center religious believers, correct?
True, which is the GOP.
Is their base,
Yeah,
right? A large
yeah.
percentage of their base. So is this a double agent type thing? Is this a way to further get him, get the right not to support Donald Trump?
I don't know, but I will say this for such a 180 from everybody, and Trump has had his own 180 turns since he got elected.
Sure.
Well, elected. We use that term very loosely. It seems like the powers that be. I covered this on a previous video. I think the powers that be saw that there would be an uprising of Hillary because she was the de facto president for like the past 18 months before the election.
Yep.
It was a shoo-in.
That's right.
It was almost like all she had to do was go through the motions and, take her nomination, take her her victory lap and all that stuff. But I feel like they swerved everybody in the way where they had to change the plan and make it Trump to make it look like the people were in control. And that's exactly the time when they're most vulnerable.
Exactly.
When they're comfortable.
Yeah, because one thing this did was it did appear, it made it appear as if the people still had the power. Like you say,
Yeah.
that their choice would matter. So I don't know, man. Is Trump the new guy?
It's the new guy in the New World Order.
Right.
Which is worse? I mean, I know it's worse because, at least temporarily, if he is the false prophet or the Antichrist, then we're eventually going to come out of it and everything's going to be great. But we're going to have to literally go through hell to get there.
Right.
The New World Order, who knows if that's just a stepping stone leading to that. I mean, there's a lot of questions, a lot of crazy things.
Yeah, and it also, there's a ton of people out there, also the Trump supporters, who are saying that Trump will be the guy who will take on the big banks and the New World Order.
But he appointed a lot of big bank people.
Exactly.
And nobody's talking about that. That's the strange part. There's no
mention of that. And I haven't looked to see, but who's going to be the Secretary Treasurer? I'm sure it's going to be somebody from the big banks.
It's, there's many conspiracy channels that we follow that use the term, and it's almost ad nauseum, hidden in plain sight. But it appears that hidden in plain sight seems to be a trend over the past, at least I can remember the past 2 years, where they're not even hiding it anymore.
Yeah.
They don't even care. But getting back to the first point, talking about this thing with the GOP and just wrapping this segment up, it's very disturbing when, you do have, once again, I think in my mind, my conspiratorial mind, that the people that are in GOP, it's a question of faith versus religion.
Right.
They support religion. So what they're doing here is almost like a slap in the face of people who have true Christian faith, and religion's actually controlling and pulling the strings of this, and not the people who are of true faith.
Agreed.
More political than
established religious,
more political than faith-based.
Right.
Evil
right.
nonetheless.
I would agree with that 100%. And I think time will tell.